What's up you guys, this is Rob from A Gay Guy Plays, and today on the three-way we're using protection when it comes to the Infested. So this is the third and final installation of the Epic Faction three-way, so it's about time we take a good look at the Infested. The lighter units fall underneath one of two categories, the Infested and the Infested Flesh category. Seriously, is this like the whole toxin and poison thing? But you know what, regardless, there are two different sets of resistances that go along with them. Next are the Ancients. Toxic and Disruptors fall under Fossilized, while Healers are considered Sinew. Now, when it comes to physical damage types, everything is fairly cut and dry. Slashing is overall the best at tearing through a majority of the Infested, enjoying a 15% bonus to Fossilized, a 25% bonus to Infested, and a 50% bonus to Infested Flesh. The only category that isn't granted a bonus from slashing is the Sinew category, which takes 25% increased damage from puncture weapons. So when it comes down to weapon selection for the Infested, newer players should definitely take a look into picking up the Dread, the Hind, and also the Vaso series. And as for the veterans, the Soma and the Flux Rifle are definitely perfect if you're in the mood for physical damage. Now, melee is where it really gets fun, due to the fact that the Infested love to rush you. Unless they're crawlers, then they just kinda drag themselves to you. Tearing through these suckers with weapons like the Galatine, Orthos Prime, and an old favorite of mine, the Hate, is just so incredibly satisfying. But if you thought that was fun, there's literally a bevy of elemental weapons that are going to help us create multiple combos to exterminate these infestations. So for our first combo, as always, we start with base and multi-shot mods, then move in using a fire elemental mod and a toxin to create the gas element. This particular combo grants a 50% bonus to Infested and a 75% bonus to Infested Flesh. Don't ask me why they're two different things, they just are. The gas element is great for clearing out large herds of light Infested so that you can focus on the Ancients. But if you're more concerned about taking down Disruptors and Toxics, you can use electric and toxin mods to create the corrosive combo, which deals an additional 75% damage to the fossilized Infested. Now, after you've created the corrosive combo, you can do one of two things. After all the necessary quality of life mods are installed, you can add a heat elemental mod which will grant you a 25% bonus to Infested and a 50% bonus to Infested Flesh. Or you can use the Infested Bane mod which will help you take down Ancients faster. I've done the math and it just comes down to whether you hate being rushed by the Infested lighter units, or if you much prefer to take down the fossilized Ancients before they start draining your health and energy. Frankly, I would go with the Bane mod, specifically because during higher level survival and defense missions, you'll be swamped with more Ancients than you know what to do with. Now, when it comes to creating gas, which is not a sentence that I use every day, the fire-based Ignis works great at clearing out those pesky runners. The Synapse is a great weapon to create the corrosive element to rot away those ridiculous Ancients, while the poison-based Torrid, Embolist, and Dual Ichor can combine to create either gas or corrosive. Now, if you guys are subscribed, you probably have seen my video on the Stug, and this weapon really needs to be spotlighted here, because the base damage is innately corrosive, and when a weapon's base damage is an innate combination, adding additional individual mods of that same type will not pump up the base damage. Instead, it will free you up to create another combo. In this case, adding a toxin mod and a heat mod will allow you to have a weapon that has both corrosive and gas combinations. And don't think I've forgotten, we've got the Lecta with base electric damage and the new Scoliac toting base toxin damage because, as we know, this wouldn't be a three-way without a whip. Alrighty, so that concludes my three-part series on how to come best prepared against each faction. If you missed either of the two previous videos on the Grineer and Corpus, the links will be in the info box below. If you feel like there's anything that I missed, be sure to leave me a comment. But like I've said before, be sure to keep an eye out for any annotations that I may have added, as DE seems to like to switch things up at the drop of a hat. For any tablet and mobile users, an annotation summary will be in the info box below as well. So if you guys found this informative, don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up, and as always, be sure to stay tuned for more gaming content here at A Gay Guy Plays. Oh, not quite what I was looking for, but I guess that works.